So I'm at the warehouse. It's definitely working out. I have my trailer here and my car. I leave my truck here a lot. On the other side, I dropped off a bunch of scrap the last 2 days, and that's what I'm going to load. Went out to dinner with my girl, and she helped me load this cast iron bathtub. I think I might leave the heavy and just take all the light iron that I got. It's definitely enough to make a pile between that and the stuff I have been taking apart. I haven't gotten the wall painted yet. Gotta open up some of these doors. That's a pile of scrap there. One of the best things has been sorting for the flea market though at the warehouse. Definitely used these tables for sorting all the way along here. I just started setting up the little workshop that's going to be basically where the workshop's going to be right in here. It's going to be from where the two casters are, probably this workbench and that cart. It's going to be in this corner. But I do need to paint the wall. One of you guys suggested I use a leaf blower to get rid of the bats, and that did work. So I don't have any bats in the warehouse anymore. They definitely did not like the noise and haven't come back. Yesterday, me and Gabby went and got these books. There was a ton of them, but they're all really nice art books. The lady said I could have them for free, and then was having a little remorse, so I threw her a little bit of cash when I was leaving, just because she was like, oh, I don't know, but I feel I got 11 very good boxes of art books, so I know I can sell at the flea market, but I'm going to try to put these online, is what we were talking about doing with them. Maybe sending them into Amazon or something like that, so I don't have to worry about the shipping. I know it might not be the best place for those, and I still have all the other ones from the house clean out that are right here, so definitely have a lot of books put aside now. Other thing I have to do, I have to drop, these are the rugs from that house. My buddy Dan did buy those from the lady, and I have to drop them off for him. But these organizer bins have to go over into the workshop space. But today I'm going to work on scrap. One of the best things about scrap is I always can, brought my little cooler. I'm gonna sit down and have a little beer too while I'm working on it. I'm gonna show you all the little bins I've started. The first bin, this is my brass. It's definitely getting to be about 70 pounds of brass. I have a ton of, I need a flashlight, sorry about that, guys. There's a ton of wire in here with the ends clipped off. Same with, this is wire that doesn't have the ends clipped off. But started a nice battery pile. Probably have 2 or 3 more batteries on the truck, but I'm gonna slowly load. This is all the stuff that I picked while I was getting my coffees. There's a battery over here. Right there. I probably have another 300 pounds of batteries at where I used to keep my scrap that I still have to clean up. I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 towers in the last week to take apart, and I think the pile of aluminum is about ready to go. I figure I don't want the aluminum to get much more than a can, and it's only about $30, but it takes up so much room that I don't want it to be in my way. All right, I'm gonna keep on loading the truck for a second. So I made a bunch of 5-gallon buckets of loose little stuff. I've got most of the pile cleaned up now. All I have to do is I'm gonna sit and have my last 2 beers and cut some still on ice. Cut some of the plugs. There's definitely found a guy who can give me 70 cents, or I know I can get 50 cents on Thursday at the flea market for trimmed wire right now. But I do like stripping some of it. The type I like to strip is this lamp cord right here. I think this might have been the hair dryer that I just threw on the truck. But and then this speaker wire, I know it strips okay, it's just I don't have as much fun with the, actually I probably can strip that easy, because that's just the same, this speaker wire is the same as this the hair dryer cord. But I still need to cut the ends off. I need to go find a 5-gallon bucket to put all the ends in. I got one right here. They so I don't have to sweep them all up later. But I think I'm gonna put all this this 2-banded lamp cord aside, and that speaker cord, and all the stuff I don't like to strip, like this this type of wire, the extension cords that don't have the two rails in it. I hate stripping those. Feels like you throw out more than you started with. So that was to a vacuum cleaner. I definitely get about 1,000 pounds of wire a year, plus some. I don't know, it just seems to come while you scrap. Always, it's always around. Phone cord, that always sells too. I got about $20 on the truck so far, and I have probably another 15 or 20 sitting right outside the door that has to go on there. I'm not going to take the bathtub though. Since I have a place to save it right now, I'm gonna just put it in for heavy, and definitely will make me some money. Now this lamp cord is so old that the copper does stick to the sheath, so I would not strip this just because of the age. It is it'll go the way of the 50 cents a pound wire. I know some yards do buy the plugs for dirty brass. I haven't found one around here. Definitely, I have a lot of them, and it takes way too much time to. What I've done is I've left these in the sun, and it loosens up the plastic. So if you do pull the brass ends off with a pair of pliers, wait for a nice warm day, and as soon as they warm up, they slide right out fairly easy. I'm happy I have time to sit here and have a couple beers and do my wire. If anybody has any ideas of what I should do with my pile of books, I mean, I know I can always just drop them off at the local auction and get $500-600 for them and not have to do any work. But just the ones that me and Gabby got are really, really nice, like nice and clean. And they have a lot of prices on them. I tried typing in a couple of the ISBN numbers on eBay, and none of them were actually listed. I know that can be a good thing. It's just, I don't know if I need to, what I need to do. This is from the basket lady, but she was making a basket out of speaker wire. So out of this wire, the only wire I would strip out of this pile right here by my feet would be this guy right here. So I guess I should put that someplace special. I'm going to throw it out on the floor. That way it'll be easy to... These I would strip normally, but the one is too hard. This one's still pliable. But once this lamp cord gets hard, it really really sticks to the sheathing half the time, and then when you're trying to have fun stripping wire, it makes it a pain in the butt. I guess the cicadas are over here too. I'm not going to set up at the flea market tomorrow. I have an appointment with a friend to go look at a job, but I think I can get there early to go shop. I still need a few things for Brimfield. I do have that Bradley and Hubbard lamp. I'll probably bring a couple of, maybe the 2 stone figures that I found at that house. Definitely I'll bring that sign. I don't think I'll bring any of my my jewelry. I have sold jewelry up there once before, but it's not something I need to sell. My goal right now is to, like, I have probably double what I just scrapped in gold in really nice old Victorian pieces. But I want to get to where it's a nice big pile before I scrap the really, or not scrap, before I sell my really nice selection of stuff. These things that look like little viper heads are for cat. They're cat 5 or cat 8 wire. This one's cat 5, but I can sell this with the little heads, and I get a premium for it. So I do have to start a bucket for it. I have a bunch on that bottom shelf over there, so that's something I need to do. Definitely you have to have some free time to play with wire, though. That's one of the reasons why I have so much on the back of my truck. I probably have 10 times this on the back of my truck. My one plan is once I hit my 30,000 subscribers, I plan on cleaning out the truck so we can, I need to put some Rust-Oleum to cover up. I've got a bunch of holes in the back of the truck. I don't want to, I do need front shocks on the truck, so I'm saving up for that. I saw a couple people left me messages on about getting the bus back on the road. I actually might take up one of you guys for having it looked at for seeing if it is roadworthy still. I think the one time I've had problems with the brakes in the past, and ever since then I kind of really haven't wanted to drive it as much. Not that, I mean, I got it fixed, it's just kind of spooked me. And ever since I had the electrical problem, I haven't really messed with it. These are all plugs. I know these splitters will sell at the flea market fairly well. I'll put them in the flea market box over there. I don't know what that is. Looks like an on-off switch right at the... I might sell at the flea market too. Oops, that one missed. But looks like the rest is... Used to sell these hair dryers really fast at the flea market. Might save that one. Looks like it works. Luckily I got electric here to test things. Put it with the light that I found. Normally I like doing this with the kids, sorting wire. Gabby really likes cutting the pieces off. They're at their grandmom's today, so sorry, drinking beer. Trying to think. I do want to go to other flea markets and try them out for going, letting you guys see what I do, but I haven't really made it. I normally go to where Taco Stacks is set up at least twice a year, and I haven't been the last two. So I guess just get busy. I will try though to. I know I'm going to start going to the Meadowlands again real soon. I like that market. I always seem to find something cool, or I sell a lot of the warehouse stuff. And I am starting to buy storage rooms again. I have a bunch. This is not one of those little transformers. It's a little strobe light. But as soon as I start getting storage rooms again, I'm pretty sure that's where we're going to set up at, is the Meadowlands, and not. I don't plan on doing Columbus right now. Doesn't seem like my friends are killing it there right this minute. I was surprised how well I did at Lambertville last Sunday, but I think it had to do with it was such a bad weekend last weekend that it definitely a lot of people didn't show up, like the vendors, so it must be something to do with that. Let's see what this is. That's for that printer, so that goes into the computer, that goes into the printer. Can't decide what to do with these old drills. I think they're sellable still. They're not burn up. That's a nice, it even has the two USB plugs ports. I remember this box. That was from when I was cleaning out the one house in Princeton. Some cushion for the metal at the scrapyard. But all these are aluminum. Pour those right into the aluminum pile. Sorry about that. Only got a beer and a quarter left before we go home. It's definitely when I got here there was a nice breeze, and now it seemed to have left us. It definitely made it hot. That's a nice piece to strip. So that's my stripping pile. This is the scrap pile. Definitely add about I don't know, 5 pounds in the stripping wire, and probably 5 pounds in the. But this is all strippable. I think that's scrap. So I'm gonna put you down for a second. Going to Ocean City for spend a week at the beach with the family. The first week in September. I know that's where Tucker stays. I haven't seen him scrap there before, but I'll definitely keep my eye out. If I see him, I'll say hi. I'll close enough to my markets where I'll probably still come up and work a Sunday up here. It's only about an hour and 15 minutes drive, hour and 20-minute drive to Columbus and Lambertville. And on the weekends you don't have rush hour, so it works out even better. At least that's what I did last year when I went. Worked out pretty well. But the nicest time to go to the Jersey Shore is right when all the kids go back to school. Definitely makes it, the weather's perfect, and the beaches are nice and quiet. So, I don't know. We always plan to go then. I know my kids will start school in the middle of the trip, but it always seems to work out. Somebody used this bucket one day as a sawhorse, so it's pretty convenient. These clippers are not the best ones I own. Definitely take a while to open up. I have had some, I don't know, really good finds. Some of the best things I ever bought were art, like paintings. But every once in a while you'll find like a really good diamond or something like that in the costume jewelry. Just enough to keep you looking at more pretty things right when you're about to give up on it. It did take a bunch of years though playing with costume jewelry before I started seeing the gold and the silver. Silver's actually pretty easy to pick out because of how it tarnishes. It does tarnish way that's kind of beat. It does tarnish way different than silver plate. It tends to get a darker color to it almost. But like doing silver plate, I probably, out of every 100 pounds of silver plate I buy, sorry about that, out of every 100 pounds of silver plate I buy, I probably get a pound of maybe half a pound of silver. So I definitely have a large pile of sterling saved up from all the silver plate I've bought over the years. Just like that piece the other day that I took that I didn't know, wasn't sure about, couldn't find the mark. It was just a real early piece of sterling that had the company name but not the sterling mark. It was definitely a bonus. All right, let's get this stuff into my bucket. Nice thing about wire is it is easy to move. Kind of all stays together. Now it's kind of more easy to see that. There's probably about 60-80 pounds in this bucket right now. There's still 200 pounds in the truck, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. I have all this little bits of scrap to throw throw up on the truck real fast. It's also better than watching TV. Getting out and going scrapping. It gets me to move. And I always feel like I'm on the go. I have to go get a big hammer and knock that off so I can take this tank over. This nice piece of copper on there. Let's see. He might work. Might not be big enough. All right, just those last little bits of steel. I think I'm just gonna leave this here and be ready to go right to the scrapyard. Have that one bucket here to take. Probably roll that into there. This would make a good sculpture, that tank, but I don't see myself making anything with it right now. And the rest of that I'm going to use for my heavy metal. This guy's light. All right, finish this last beer and I think I'm out of here. All the paint I did pick up that one day was definitely a winner. I just haven't gotten to... We started taking apart these shelves just because we knew they wouldn't work, and I have a lot of these metal shelves from doing storage rooms. So I'm going to take the pile of metal shelves I have and set up my plan is to set up all my online lot auctions in on this wall here, and that should pay for the warehouse. So do have to take down those signs though. I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. I'll grab this copper, bring that over to the scrap section. Found this in the garden of one of the houses I was cleaning out the other day. It's a side of a building, like piece of molding. Definitely really cool. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to use for holding copper. I think that one right there might work. It's some weird type of plug, but there's a battery in this one. It's definitely got a lot of weight to it. Might want to look up this product Definitely a power supply for something. I'd already separated most of this from number 1 to number 2. So that will be number 1. Trying to think where I was putting all the number 2 stuff I had, though. I know that's a little bit. Oh, there's some right here that fell out. Pick all this up while I'm drinking this last beer. I do like working with the stripper more than the clippers. I don't know why. The stripper is just kind of fun. It seems like it opens up your. I have all these to cut to right now. Maybe I'll do that. Boom, boom. This was a pile of computer cords that a guy pulled me over and said he had a bunch of scrap for me. This is all stuff he saved from one of his jobs. He saw that I had the scrap truck. Worked out pretty good for me. Still haven't decided if what I'm going to do with all these plugs. Have to try to I know my buddy Ben, before he did antiques and started playing on his Lloyd's treasure site, he all he did was he was a full-time scrapper, and in Philly you do find a lot of antiques. So he started listing a bunch of the. Never seen a plug like that. It's kind of weird. He started listing a bunch of the antiques that he found and did 10 times what he does at the scrapyard in 1 week. So ever since then he's been kind of hooked on picking, and now he's been driving out of, like this time of year out in Lancaster and stuff, he goes to all the big Amish barn sales and stuff. He does a lot of good picking. So he definitely has the antique bug. He's one of the few people who are at the flea market, Dark 30, to watch all the vendors pull in. Back even 15 years ago, but I'll say more 20 years ago, Lambertville, you used to be able to go there and be able to leave by 7:30 because you'd be sold out with the amount of people that used to shop in the dark with flashlights. You get your flashlight buyers now, but it's nowhere near the same amount of people. Probably at a quarter of what it used to be, if not even less. Because I remember the parking lot being full of vendors and sellers or buyers in the morning. But for the amount of money you make now, it doesn't make sense to get there at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Sell to everybody. I know a lot of the times my buddy Ben will leave at like 2 o'clock in the morning to get to Lambertville since he lives so far away. But most of the time I think he leaves at 3. Definitely has the antique bug. used to buy furniture a long while back for my shop in New York, and that definitely was that was a fun experience. I didn't know anything about furniture when I started that place at Billy's Props and Antiques, but it was amazing how well it sold. I think right at 2008 is when I left New York, and furniture really hasn't been the same since the housing crisis. I don't know why right after that people stopped buying used furniture as much, it seemed. Got another 10 pounds of all this wire. I will not strip. See how it has this it has like a little cloth piece, and it's that fine lamp wire in there. Once you take the sheath off, you end up with way less than what you started with. So that's kind of my rule of thumb. You end up with less than half of what you started with, I don't strip it. Like if you weigh out 2 pounds of wire and you end up with less than a pound of copper, it's, to me, not worth it. Especially the amount of time it takes to strip. It's not like it doesn't cost you time for stripping wire. I mean, it is relaxing. And sometimes if you do it on a nice day, it can be really fun. But no, I won't do it. I've taken a lot of my load that I had at Brimfield to the flea market and have liquidated it. But I really love this bag. I don't think I'm going to take that. My one buddy keeps on asking me for this Hungarian painting. I think I might bring him that this week, though. And I kind of like the dog. I might have to trade Ben for that. All right, I'm out of here. Everybody, thank you very, very much for watching, and we'll catch you next video. Definitely have about an hour and a half of light left, but it's just a pretty afternoon. See everybody later. Thank you very, very much. Peace. And out back here a little bit more. The last tenant, he made a hole through the side here for the extension cord, but I don't know, it's kind of nice to have the little stream. Figured I'd just show you guys real fast. All right, I'm on my way home. Somebody throws out something that I can scrap. I think I have to try to take apart those motors. We definitely look pretty good. The record player is not scrap. It's too much particle board. All right, gotta open up the trunk. Unlock that. Definitely one of the nice things about over here is, it seems like every time I go out, I find some piece. Normally I don't have my camera on me though, so. They look like pool filters, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it says water filter, so it must be for like the trap for your pool. But worked out for me. All right, that was a little bit of bonus. Peace.